What's your protocol for maintaining and growing muscle mass?
Well, I think I've doubled down on it as I've got older, and essentially I focused on a regular strength training routine, 3 or 4, sometimes 5 times a week with bands and weights if I have them available. I then focus on my protein intake, which is basically a gram of protein per pound. For me, that's about 175 to 180
So
grams.
that's what I do as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then I make sure that and this is really important to understand for people, is that, people talk intermittent fasting. Well, okay, you probably should not eat for 12 hours between dinner and breakfast. That's just called breakfast. Like you eat dinner at 6, you can eat breakfast at 6. It's not exactly fasting, right? If you eat dinner at 8, you can eat breakfast at 8. Maybe 14 hours. But when you're fasted, and it's important, I think, to do at least a 12-hour overnight fast, the first meal really matters, because it's not just the fasting that it's important that induces activation of mTOR or inhibition of mTOR and autophagy or self-cleaning, like your self-cleaning oven. It's the first meal that you have after you do that that's critical, because that first meal determines what happens next. And what happens next, if you do it right, meaning right being having 40 to 50 grams of protein, when you do that, then it activates mTOR, but it also does it in a way that synthesizes muscle protein or muscle protein synthesis, and it activates your stem cells. It activates all these longevity pathways. So it's got a sort of kind of a dual benefit. So it's both the fasting and the feeding that matter, and the feeding has to be right.
So what's your breakfast?
So, for example, this morning, I woke up early. I was kind of up early. I did some meditation and wrote my journal for a bit. Then I went for about an hour and a half hike up the mountain behind my house, came back, did a 30-minute rigorous band workout, did some stretching, and then, took a quick steam and an ice bath. And then I had my shake, and I call it my healthy aging shake. And I'm happy to give you the recipe. It's in my book, actually, Young Forever. You can check it out. But essentially I take goat whey, and whey protein is more well tolerated by most people. Some people, the dairy is a little hard. It's regeneratively raised goat whey, and it's about 40, 50 grams. I put in Mito Pure, which is urolithin A.
I use Mito Pure as well, yeah.
And I use 1,000 milligrams. And urolithin A, the data on this is really impressive. It induces mitochondrial synthesis, mitochondrial biogenesis, induces mitophagy, improves, it reduces sarcopenia, and improves muscle synthesis, as well as also reducing inflammation and many, many other really impressive things. I also add in 5 grams of creatine to help muscle building. And I put a bunch of other stuff in there, which isn't necessarily for muscle building, but I'll put in adaptogenic mushrooms. I'll put in my gut food product, which essentially has pre and probiotics and polyphenols. What else do I put in there? I sometimes put in other immunoglobulins for my gut and gut healing, probiotics. And so that's kind of my morning shake. And I'll put in some almond milk or maybe macadamia milk, and some frozen berries. And that's basically my shake. And I don't have it's not sweetened. It doesn't have any sugar. And the berries give it a nice flavor and make it like a milkshake.
Love it.